on TBC this morning, we are bringing you a lot of love stories, and a lot of people behind those love stories as well. Our next guest is somebody who I'm sure all of you have seen on social media, unless you're living under a rock, that is, she's somebody who has inspired the world with body positivity. She comes across as an icon, as a brand ambassador to embrace yourself, and self-love is her second word really. But how is love back at home? She is also somebody who got married. But before I go into those details, let me just introduce you straight away to our guest, Sakshi and Raghav, here with us on TBC. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
Very well. How are you?
Good. So I have lots to talk about because yours is a story which was, as I can say, Bachpan ka Pyaar, that went into this fairy tale wedding that we all saw on Instagram. Yours is also a story of yin and yang. You guys are clearly the opposites of the little time that I have spent with the both of you, which is what I personally also want to understand. How does that dynamic work? But let's take it from the top. Let's go back to Sakshi and Raghav in school. I want to understand, how did it all start? Was it like they say, प्यार दोस्ती है, ऐसे शुरू हुआ था कि कैसे शुरू हुआ था?
That was our thing. We had there was a letter during my haldi which said प्यार दोस्ती है, and it had 5 reasons why प्यार दोस्ती है in our life, literally during a wedding. And I think that's something that we stand by. We're both Chandler and Monica.
But it's the same, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the deal is that people think I'm an extrovert and he's an introvert.
Yeah.
At home, he's an extrovert and I'm an introvert.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah, so you get to see 2 different sides, and it's not for people to enjoy, right? It's for us, and I think that's why it works. Imagine me being with a person who's as mad as I am.
Yeah, that will not work.
That will
not work.
But this is our 13th year together, right? Yeah.
13th year.
So I have to ask you the most conventional question that everybody asks. Ab to shaadi ho gayi. Has anything changed? Has the love language changed after so many years of
No, I
being
don't think
together?
so actually. I think it's pretty much the same. Actually, we were talking about this the other day, that people told us that after you get married, things change between the couple. And we were like, I still feel like I'm your boyfriend or I'm your fiance. I don't feel anything that has changed, other than I feel now that we are spending more time together because we're living together, I feel like we are more in love. I don't want to say that, but we are
connected.
Yeah, we are more connected. Than what we were while we were living in different houses.
It's like a roommate.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
It's
You
like
guys
a
are not
best friend
fighting
roommate.
over who gets to use the washroom
Not yet.
first,
Not yet.
and
We had
why the
already
bed is
decided
messy and stuff like that. None of that is happening back
Not
home.
yet.
What
not
is
yet.
this?
It's just been 8 days. Not yet. No.
But honestly, yeah, it's been 8 days, but we decided this is a hack. So we've been together for so long. Of course, we've stayed together many days before that, and we just realized the same bathroom situation ain't gonna work. So the house that we've shifted into, it's just the both of us, and I think that also sets a little bit of a precedent in terms of how we want to live and out our life for ourselves. We're both family people. We love our families, but we also love our space. And I think it was time to become independent. हम दोनों के 2 different washrooms हैं.
Room एक है.
Room एक है. Washroom 2 है.
That's the key to success. I'm telling you, the same applies in my house also, by the way. My husband has decided very nicely to take a separate washroom because we can't do this every morning at all.
Because we have the same time to get ready.
Yes.
And very different bathroom etiquettes, both of us.
We do not discuss this on national television.
I'm just joking.
No. I'm also very glad that Raghav has actually done his debut on television for the first time with us. Otherwise, we are told you're a very quiet person. I'm only getting to know now that at home the story is very different. But like I said, go back to the time when you guys were in school. I believe at that time in school, you go after looks, you go after popularity, you go after who's the girl that I really want to get after. I mean, it's just a little superficial at that age.
Yeah.
Was that the case with you guys as well, or how did it start?
No, actually, it's a funny story. We became friends because I got punished. I was speaking too much during a class, and our teacher changed my seat and made me sit next to her. That's how we...
I was a class topper.
Yeah.
That's why. A grade student.
That's how we actually started talking. That's how we became friends. And just happened. We just started sitting together after that, just
Yeah.
regularly.
He was a charmer, I would say.
I see.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm told. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what started as friendship? When did love come into picture?
I honestly,
Never.
I just knew that he's liked me for too long, and he didn't have the guts to ask me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, in school, I literally asked him, "Do you like me?" And he said, "I think I do." And he said yes. And then he asked me back, and I took 11 days. 11 or
11,
11 days
yeah.
to say that I like you back. I was very about it. he has to wait. He made me wait all this time. But he's never officially proposed to me. So the time that he proposed to me in Scotland for marriage was the first time that he has ever asked me out.
Wow. Wow. So I like you had to give him a bit of a nudge to say, excuse me, what's going on?
What's
Can you
going on?
please tell me?
But we just knew. I mean, I remember writing it literally in my journal. This was back in 11th grade that I'm going to end up with this guy. And that's what feels so unreal to me. That, you know, here we are 13 years later and we looked at each other. There is a very special moment. A lot of people know that he's cried during the entry, the bridal entry, and during the
I
Varmala.
made sure everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody. But I asked him, I asked him during the night, and I asked him, why did you cry so much? I mean, I'm so happy that you cried because
Yeah.
it's just such a beautiful moment. But that much you could have lessened it down a little bit.
What did he say?
He said that all those 16,000 memories of you, ever since we were growing up, just came flashing before my eyes.
Yeah.
And I just saw you
Just while you were walking down the aisle.
But tell me, how does it work? When you guys have been friends for so long, you know ins and outs of the person. So there are two ways to look at it, right? One way is, of course, to say that there's nothing, there are going to be no surprises. The other part is there are going to be no surprises. So many relationships today break because they say that they're bored or they're not finding it exciting, and people don't stand through, say, weeks, sometimes also, forget months.
Because
So what's the reason? What's the reason why?
School stage.
Yeah,
for
but like
us.
honestly, we continue evolving and changing very rapidly. But like our core remains the same, and we give each other space to grow. Like I'm not somebody who can be attached to his hip and insecure all the time, and neither is he. Like we, give each
I'll
other
come to
space.
that part in a while, but please go on. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we give each other space to grow in our own separate worlds. And we also understand that personal space is something which is so important for him and for me. And that we respect. So when we come together, and again, like we said, it's been 8 days, so we don't know how marriage works. And we're not possibly the best people to sort of answer that question. But like over the last, at least in the dating space, we've just realized that one long distance never works for us. I cannot stay without seeing him for more than 2 days. It freaks me out. And I think that's why. And I don't talk to him like, he's my devta or he's my karta dharta in life, you know. I talk to him like he's my best friend. And that's... And
No, I'll tell you why I thought this will be a good question for you, because, you know, I go back and a lot of my high school friends, when I meet them now, and it feels like I was such a different person then versus who I am now. Your life, Sakshi, has dramatically changed in the past 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah.
To who you were versus now. Has that impacted the relationship at all? Or how did that transition happening when you were just sort of shining in and everybody was discovering who's this girl, this is what we want to be? I have people lining up outside the studio saying that, listen, is Sakshi coming? I want a picture with her, my producer included. So how did you take it as a spouse, a sudden spark in popularity and a transition and a change and an evolution that she must have had in her journey?
I think it was pretty easy, actually. I thought it would have been a little difficult, but I feel it just came naturally to her. And for me and her, I think she needed somebody like me to keep her grounded and just
That's true.
make things real. Just not the social media world is not the reality.
So let me ask you the question that I'm sure a lot of people have asked you.